Paul, absolutely great to see you here again. I mean, you've come intermittently over many years. I've sat beside you for. When was the first time that you came
No
over?
idea.
New South Wales
early-
Open, I think.
I won in 2003,
Yeah.
but it was, well, I turned pro in 2000, so probably '01 or '02 was my first visit as a professional, even though in '99 I played in Lake Macquarie as an amateur. That was a messy week, but it was good fun. Yeah, so it's been 20 years of intermittently visiting Australia. Good to be back.
Certainly good to have you. And 2 wins this year, 2 marvellous wins this
Thank
year.
you.
And the year isn't over.
Correct. So I've got one last opportunity, make
Yeah.
it 3. Which would be, and this would be this is a great championship, as these guys know, and you know. It's steeped in history. 1904, you correct me, 1904, first one? Yeah, see, nailed it. Nicholas has won 5 or 6 of them, and
Gary Class 7.
has he? Palmer, yeah. So this is this was could have been considered, and maybe should have been considered a 5th major. Yeah, this would be a very cool one.
Yeah. The travel over, I was reading, you know, it is a long way. There's no way to get here. You come from the States. You live in Scottsdale still?
I do, Paradise Valley, and I went from Dubai back to the States and then down here. So lots of time on an airplane the last 2 weeks, and I feel surprisingly well, actually. I didn't last week. I felt awful with jet lag, but I feel good. It's not easy, but then I'm here to play well. I'm here to try and win. I'm also here to have a good time and enjoy it. I've just sampled the golf course. I love it. Sydney's a great city. I had a lovely dinner last night. So, but yeah, I'm here to do a job and be professional. So yeah, I might be tired, but I can muster energy for one more week.
And you played the 18 holes today?
No, I just played 9, but I got
Right.
a good the back 9. Got a good field play with Rod Pampling, who knows his place well and has played this golf course very well. He shoots 61 here once.
Very low. 61?
So
Yeah.
Gleaned a little bit of information out of Rod's brain, and I really like what I saw. I've seen it on TV, but you never know when just seeing something on TV until you see it in real life. You hope, you cross your fingers that you like a golf course when you turn up, and luckily I instantly did. So feel very good about it. I'll learn the rest of it tomorrow, and it's not going to be an issue. I'll feel prepared by Thursday when I tee off.
Wonderful. Questions, please. Mark.
Paul, this is with all respect, because you seem to be getting better as you get older. Is every tournament you come to more important to win than it was when you were like 23, 24, because they're not going to be there forever?
Yeah, I talked to a friend of mine. Maybe he's not a friend anymore. He just reminded me that I've got 100 tournaments left in my career or something. I'm like, that's harsh, isn't it? So in a way, yes. I know I've got limited number of major opportunities. Yeah, limited number of events that I'm going to have an opportunity to win. I'm 42. Realistically, maybe 4 or 5 great years if I'm lucky. It might be less. Certainly, I can play till I'm in my 50s, but at what level I don't know. So yeah, the clock's ticking, which is why I said I'm obviously here to enjoy myself, but I'm here to try and win. Otherwise, I'm not going to get on the plane, and I don't go anywhere. And I've made a point of that now. I don't go anywhere anymore unless I'm trying to win.
That's what I was getting at. So is it Florida where you sort of broke back through a couple of years ago?
To be honest, it's the last 4 or 5 years have been actually some really good golf.
Yeah.
Certainly, what year we lost track of years? 2018 when I won Valspar was a pivotal moment, because it was 9 years between victories on the PGA Tour, and I'd had victories, in Europe.
Yeah.
Between then, they put the other day that I was, Paul Casey ends his drought in Europe, hasn't won since 2014 or 15 or something on the European Tour, but they forget that I've actually not really been a member there for the last few years, so I've actually not played that many events. So I actually looked at it and went, actually, I've won quite a lot in Europe, considering the number of events I've played. But it's been the uptick since sort of 14, 15 onwards has been really good, and I've enjoyed it. So I'm not sure what the question was.
No, and I didn't really get to fully ask it yet, but it looks like you've found a way to combine those two questions to keep winning now and win more frequently when you do play. What is that secret?
I'm not sure I don't think I've gotten better as a player in terms of my outright ability to hit golf shots or physically. Nothing's really changed. I think I just eliminate mistakes better than I used to, and so I'm hanging around more. I've got more opportunities for high finishes and therefore wins than I used to. So it's more just probably a better understanding of my golf game, more efficient. It's cheesy and corny, but it sort of rings true with me. I'm happy as a person, and therefore, play, win or lose. I'm more even keel than I used to be. Therefore, again, that just provides more opportunities.
John.
Paul, you've achieved a lot, obviously, in your career, and we've talked about winning. But where would winning this week rank in all the things that you have won over the years?
I think it would rank quite highly, based on the cachet of the event, the history of the event. It'd also be pretty cool because you got to check me out. I'm not sure I've played an Aussie Open.
I'm not sure that you have you?
I've played
No,
lots
you've
of
played
Aussie
New
Masters
South
and
Wales,
lots of
yes.
other things,
Yeah,
but
New South Wales, haven't you?
so this was. I don't know why. I don't have an answer for you why it's not really been an event I've played before. My schedule. I've loved to play international golf. I respect that this is a standalone event. This is not co-sanctioned with multiple tours, which I think is, I like that. Maybe that's been a reason I've not been down before. But the fact that I made a decision to come down here early in the year through Patrick and various other people, sort of put it out there and sold this and sold it very well. And so then to make that commitment and come down, and then if I were to win this week, would be incredibly satisfying. Where would I rank it? Are you okay? Let me ask that again. Where would I rank it in terms of based on the tournaments I've won or the meaning to me? I mean, based on the tournaments I've won in terms of cachet, it's be one of the biggest ones, wouldn't it? Just based on history. It's pretty simple. Winning Porsche European Open this year and looking at the names on that trophy was pretty cool. Or Irish Open names on that, pretty cool. But my golf history is terrible. I don't know how those championships are. Certainly European Open's not. In comparison to this, and a PGA BMW PGA Championship as is now, or an Irish Open, they're not great names. World Match Play, great names, not that old an event. This is probably would be the most significant in terms of history. So where would it rank, to answer you? Yeah, probably the best. Sorry, that was a really long answer. Yeah, I got there eventually. Damn it, it's like an interrogation. I cracked.
Paul, talking about
Bernie?
talking about nostalgia, will you go back to New South Wales this year? Or are you into that sort of stuff or not?
I am
What did you
into
do
that
well
stuff,
that
but
week?
it's just
No time.
I think there's a I'm into that stuff, but I tend not to do any of that stuff when I'm at tournaments. I think that the time for that is down the road. Bore my kids or something one day, drag them out here. I won round here, and I'd love to go play that place, but with mates, because to be honest, it's a great golf course, but it just gives me fits. To actually have a scorecard in your hand and try and play that golf course is just it's no fun. With all the, what is that stuff around there? It's like gauze or tea tree or whatever that stuff is. It's awful.
Tea tree.
It's
Yes.
rubbish.
Paul, as someone who's been coming here for 20 years, you know, you look at the lessons to be learnt through golf in different parts of the world, like links golf. What would you say the lessons to be learned about Aussie golf are in terms of, you know, what you need to play well?
It's a good question. Wow. Partly the architecture of the golf courses down here, and then the grass types and the setup you have, you know, firm and fast, and I guess you've got a combination of great ball strikers, which actually rings true if you look at most Australian professionals that I know through great pros through the years. Great ball strikers, great spin control, great trajectory control with their irons, brilliant bunker players and short game. You know, I think of, obviously, he's not here this week, but Jason Day is great, one of the game's best currently. You need that. You know, the golf courses dictate how you're going to develop as a golfer, and luckily all those traits are applicable for then any golf around the world. Again, why your players have been so successful around the world for so long. But yeah, these courses just expose you if you don't have those. But in the same regard, any player I believe can win this week in terms of any style of golf. They don't have to be long. They can be short. They can be long. But without question, if you have those attributes, then it's going to be a massive advantage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, another question, Mark? Yes, certainly.
Sure, I'm not going anywhere. I'm
Oh,
done
good.
for the day.
You're in charge of the Global Golf Tour. Congratulations. Where would we be playing?
thank you.
Yeah. Where would we be playing? Would we be playing National Opens in a series? Would we be playing not so much in the United States? Would we be?
You don't have long enough for me to answer that fully.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, you don't have long enough, and I'm not sure and it's funny, I actually, my manager's at the back of the room, he knows what I'm like. He knows I sit with Monahan and Pelly and these guys and Slumbers and Mike Davis and on a regular basis, and usually give them my 2 cents worth. I'm fairly opinionated on that stuff. It's a complicated answer, in short, because yes, you can. There's the history of the game and relevance, and then there's also money as well, and TV and media and everything else that you will have to. So it's a very complicated answer, and a lot of thought and
So then if
diligent thought that needs to go into answering that question. I can't give you an answer.
So if I specify a specific question here, you're obviously you've read up on the Australian Open history and you appreciate what it is. Would you like to see it more prominent on a global calendar?
Yes. Yes.
As part of a bigger tour, or just continue to stand alone and?
Oh, you're leading the witness. This is dangerous in here. It's like entrapment. I'm not. Were you giving me the get out, escape, pull the ripcord? Yeah. Go on, next question.
Next one.
Will you be watching the President's Cup next week?
Yes.
And who's your vote to win?
The mind obviously says the US. You look at the strength of their team, even minus guys like Brooks. My heart would dearly love. I said it, I'd love the internationals to win. I hope that the great golf course they're playing. I hope the fans become a factor, a benefit, and sort of an extra man for the international team. I think the international team is fantastic because I know all the players, and world ranking position aside, I know that they're very capable of giving the US a great run for their money. The format itself, makes it very difficult for me to genuinely. You have to kind of lean with the US just based on the format because everybody plays. Unlike the Ryder Cup, where we kind of, we 4 guys sit out each session on Friday, Saturday for us, makes it easier to. It just makes it slightly easier for maybe the weaker team to work it. So I don't know. I hope they win the internationals. I really do. Or at least if it's not, I hope it's a hell of a match. Because I'm a golf fan as well, and you have to give hats off to the Americans and like the quality of golf they played at a couple of years ago in New York was brilliant, but you want it to be close.